Pick a card. What good news is coming your way? Here are your options, and I'll see what you're reading.
Okay.
Hi friends, my name is Griselle with Untitled Chapter, and I'm here to do your reading. Pile number 1. You chose this lovely image on the right-hand side of the screen, and your downloads go as follows. What good news is coming your way? You're going to have the confidence and long-term vision to move away from things that no longer serve you. You're in stealth mode, and not many, if any, know your move. You're moving forward. Also, you may make your moves in haste, but this is only according to other people. So I don't feel like your moves are in haste at all. I feel like it's just observation from outsiders. You're moving with regality, and people's interests are definitely peaked at this point in time. You're attracting new people, and some people from your entourage will remain, but others will fall away. And as you forge your way forward, you're going to find new people joining your entourage or your team. So something about you moving with regality, with purpose, with determination, and also with a lot of mystery. So pile number 1, if this is you, or if this sounds intriguing, go ahead and join me for the shuffle and your subsequent reading in 3, 2, 1. Welcome. If you are new here, I'm super excited to have you here. Thank you so much. Hopefully you will find something that's helpful or encouraging. And for those of you guys that are indeed my repeat offenders, thank you guys so very much. I'm so excited and grateful to you. Pile number 1, what good news is coming your way? Now, first of all, after channel messages, I have to tell you that I also started having like a hard time breathing. So I don't know if you guys are having a hard time breathing, if you guys suffer from like emphysema or asthma or something, or yeah, if you're having that problem. So you can let me know in the comments below if that is the case. But moving forward, I also heard that you have somebody strongly hate watching you. And you know, that's okay, because if you're doing it right, you're going to attract some haters as well. So what good news is coming your way? You have the 10 of Swords. It makes perfect sense. And you also have the 5 of Cups. Yeah. So you're definitely moving away from things that not only no longer serve you, like the channel message talked about, but I feel like you're walking away from illusions and instances where people want to paint the sky purple when in reality it's not that color. When it comes to you, I feel also that maybe perhaps you could have spent some time with these people having like drinks or having fun or having a good time or whatever, but really found out that a lot of it was just illusionary, that maybe perhaps they wanted to use you or they wanted to get close to you for whatever purpose. But I feel like you're clocking that and you're moving away from those things. So the good news is that you're no longer putting yourself in a position where you are a magnet for people that just want to take and don't want to give. You're demanding reciprocal energy, and I love this for you. Also, the fact that sometimes things that are not good for us can be really painted beautifully, right? I mean, this painting or this card looks very beautiful, but in actuality, it's almost like the colors are melting, and it talks about reflection, right? So I definitely feel like in the same breath, interesting, we're talking about breath, this might be a little bit challenge for you. And you're like, Griselle, you said what good news is coming your way? Well, the good news is that you're getting out of fantasies and illusionary ideas and things that are not beneficial for you. Because I know personally, like I myself, I put a lot of time, energy, emotion, blood, sweat, tears into things that just did not pan out for me. Not saying that everything that we do has to have a motive, but it does have to have like a vibration, right? A certain amount of benefit or help or positivity. for us. And I feel like you are going to be able to see right through those illusions. I feel like you're seeing things in a way that you have never seen them before. And also, I feel like if you guys have been in a bad space, like mentally, emotionally, spiritually, I feel like that is really lifting up for you, and it is radically changing. So this is definitely good news. Some of you guys are how's that good news? But maybe you'll find a practitioner and you'll wind up going on medication, right? That's what the professionals are for. But whatever this is, or maybe it's a diet and it elevates you, your mood, or a workout routine, whatever this is, you're just making better choices overall. Knowing that regardless of how people feel around you, the best thing for you is going to be at the forefront and of your mind right now. And everything else has to take backseat. The same way that other people put their own needs before you is the same way that you're going to be putting your needs above anyone else's. And that is good news. Now, this is a shadow work card, but don't be scared. We're going to pull the information out here. And this is by the same creator that did Vibe About It. I should actually show you the cards that I'm actually using. And this is not sponsored, but they're beautiful cards. Vibe About It. Yeah. So anyhow, you have Dogmatic, and this one did jump out in the shuffle. And the reason why I kept it actually is because it jumped out in the pre-shuffle. So I felt like that was really significant. But this is you listening to spirit, listening to your own inner dialogue. You feel certain that you're right about your beliefs and feel everyone else around you is wrong about theirs. And I definitely feel like you're reaching an era and a new progression in life where you're not listening. You're not taking outside opinions. You're not allowing, mates or people that say they're friends to really act out in a bad way and then say, well, I'm your friend still. That doesn't mean anything. You're really taking actions to heart, and you're seeing the paint for what it is. And if it dries, it dries. And if it doesn't, you're calling things a reality. You're coming out of a mist, out of a fantasy, and you're seeing things for what they really are, which will help you put positive things in your life. Now, before you get further scared, if you're still here and you haven't clicked off yet, we have the Eight of Cups right here. And I'm looking at how this little creature stuffed its tentacle in its mouth, right? And it's almost like it's trying to self-soothe or something like that. And with the Eight of Cups, it's like spirit knows that this is going to be the healthiest for you, the best for you. And the fact that having like all these drinks or drinking out of all these cups, which really can indicate it's like rubbing elbows with the wrong people and things like that, are no longer helpful or hopeful for you. And the best thing is like, yeah, all this water spill, all this energy spill, you are reclaiming for yourself. And, you could go through a little patch of time where, things are feeling a little bit sad that you have to walk away, or that you're mourning even the time that you put into a project that just didn't really pan out for, or maybe like in a way that you wanted to. But the good part is that the Eight of Cups comes right before the Nine of Cups. And I feel like the Nine of Cups really talks about your dream, your vision, and it could be a wish fulfillment. And it's like you're seeing that whatever you've done in the past that didn't stack up or didn't really work in the manner, you're going to Rubik's Cube it in a manner that actually does work for you moving forward. So I feel like this is actually very optimistic because you're identifying characteristics and things that no longer work. Now, I just heard the word fawning as well. And some of you guys can take one simple thing like fawning, right? When we talk about like fight, flight, flee, and fawn, those are like the responses to something that kind of spooks us, scares us, or when we get put in we perceive danger. And I hear that you can take like the one thing like fawning and go ahead and change that, where you stop fawning and you're going to notice that things naturally peel away. Like the glitter all of a sudden isn't as glimmery, like the colors start melting, and you're starting to see that maybe perhaps things naturally fall away. And you were fawning to prevent that subconsciously. So that could have been like a phobia or a fear. But I feel like you're not giving into those fears and those illusions any longer. And it's going to be so much healthier for you. And I'm hearing the word vitality as well. So I feel like you're going to regain some of your vitality because your energy was, if you're feeling like lack of energy right now, I feel like your energy was being siphoned by situations and people that just really were not meant to be in your space, right? So pile number one, look, I'm all look, like this proves everything. But I was feeling that. I was feeling like things are going to work. And I feel like a lot of you guys actually could be maybe 60% into this already. Not a lot of you guys are just entering this. And so if this reading doesn't resonate, choose another, choose a different pile, choose a different, reading. I have a bunch up for you. But if not, you can always choose a different reader. You do whatever works for you. But with the sun card right here is like the sun is coming out, right? And I'm hearing tomorrow, the sun comes out tomorrow. But look at all the colors right here. And I feel like the sun is going to really cast its light on everything in order for you to see it clearly. So the sun for me is a yes. It's very much an optimistic card. It is very much warming, heartwarming, but also it breaks through illusion. It allows you to see what has been maybe hidden, what you hid from yourself, and so on and so forth. In other news, I definitely feel like we need to take a peek at what is blooming for you. Yeah. And I feel also that maybe you're breaking away from partners or things that made you feel like maybe they were dogmatic, right? And they could have flipped the narrative like, oh, you're so blah, blah, blah. And that's, people's favorite thing is to take whatever it is that we're sensitive about and want to flip the narrative. They want to flip the script on you. And I feel like you're just not going to have it anymore because Spirit is conspiring with you, not against you, in order for you to break out of those illusions. Now, again, that might feel a little bit rough initially, but the promise of the sun is that you're going to see another day. It's going to be brighter and you're going to see things without the spectacles of illusion and without that fear factor that causes us to sometimes fawn, right? And there's no shame in that game, by the way. I still feel like I do this. And when I catch myself, I'm like, so what the hell? So I got to regroup, recoup, and then go at it again and try it again. So nobody's perfect. Nobody is infallible. We all make mistakes. But the important part is that we're looking at progression, not perfection, right? Page of Swords, yeah. And I feel like you're going to have the ability to see things a lot clearer through doing a little bit of investigative work. And this could be regarding your community. I feel like things are right on the surface that you can actually see. And I'm hearing if we open up our eyes, we can see that you're actually going to have a new community that you can celebrate with and experience a real kinship, a real fellowship, a real friendship. But the important part right here is that if you're having any like friendships and things like that dissolving around you, or you know what this is about, again, that could be triggering or painful, but knowing that you're going to be around people that actually genuinely support you, they're happy with you. Look for people that do not clap for you when you have a victory. Look for people that if you have a negative thought and you voice it, they are going to double down on that to bring your energetic field down. So I feel like you're going to be able to see the difference between the has and the has-nots. Have-nots. Is that how you say it? Well, basically, in my brain, what that means is I have good intention for you, and the have-nots, they don't have good intention for you, right? And I feel like you're going to be able to distinguish very easily between those two things. And that is going to make things so much better for you because vibrationally, you're going to glow up. When we're surrounded by people that don't want the best for us, it definitely brings our vibration down. That is the whole point. Yes. Pile number 1. The Hermit card right here. This is going into the unknown, but this is going really within. This is a deep, okay, here, let's do it correctly. So pile number 1, if you're liking this kind of reading or if you're freaked out by it, give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm just kidding. You know what I'm talking about. Sometimes we have to hear the real things to get to the good stuff, and that's what I'm here for. So, but do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. Also, if you wanted to be notified when I drop further videos, please do click that little notification bell where it will alert you that I drop more videos. As I was saying, so we're hitting here. This could be Virgo, by the way, but the Hermit phase right here is us going within. It's taking a deep journey and recouping something that we lost way back when, or that we abandoned, and usually has to do with like a dream. The Hermit goes back to with his little lamp and light, right? It's a solo trip. We go back and we retrieve what we have lost, what we thought we lost, and things like that. Why is this lighting so funky? But I feel like you're going to retrieve that, which is a part of you that needs to be moving forward. And I feel like that all ties in with the regality of the image that you chose. and retrieving things that are really important is going to make you feel so much stronger, so much more self-confident. And also your ability to face your own shadow, I think, is going to be something that you're going to conquer as well. Because some people get really freaked out by that, but we all have a shadow side. We're not all love and light, right? Yeah. And then we have your final card, the Queen of Swords. This could be male, female, doesn't make a difference, but I feel like you doing research. I feel like definitely you being a little bit cold to the exterior world in order to really nurture what it is that you are gaining, what it is that you are learning about yourself, where it is that you want to be. You could actually have been born in a cold place or be in a cold place currently. In the Western Hemisphere, we're in full swing summer. Anyways, I'm not. But I'm just going to say that with this Queen of Swords, this is somebody who has an incredible amount of clarity. They make moves that really make sense, that rhyme, that really enable you to put one foot forward and continue moving in I want to say a high-mannered fashion, but in a way that's going to really help your trajectory. Whatever it is that you really want, you're going to be able to pursue it with a clear mind instead of all this energy being around you that you feel like it's not for me, but I get confused. I feel like you could just need some more energetic cleanses right now. Do an egg cleanse. Do whatever, works for you. Use Palo Santo. Use, I love Agua de Florida. So whatever it is that you use, try to cleanse your energy a little bit more so you gain this clarity. But going within ultimately is what's going to really help you to get up on high. So I hope that made sense. Let me know what you guys think about this. Until next time, namaste. Hi friends, my name is Griselle with Untitled Tarot, and I'm here to do your reading. Pile number 2. You chose this lovely image on the right-hand side of the screen, and your downloads go as follows. What good news is coming your way? Your style is changing. You could be changing what you do for work and how you work, being your most effective and expansive self. And I love this for you. Your clairaudient gifts could be expanding. You're very sensitive right now and can almost hear the spider web reverberate. Now, for some of you guys, you're going to be like, no, my hearing sucks. Mine too, by the way. But you know what I'm talking about. This is like that little voice that you hear. It's not just your inner dialogue. So I feel like you can read a room like nobody's business. You're able to sense when something's off energetically, even before anybody else can, or even if you cannot quite put your finger on it. So that kind of a spidey sense, all right? Yeah, and this could be alerting you to things that no one else is privy to. You could be changing what you listen to. You could be changing your diet. You could be doing like fasting, intermittent fasting, anything like that. And I feel like that's going to really affect your vibration and what it is that you are tuning into. Your inner dialogue is strong. You're moving forward with things that no one knew you had. So the energy I felt for you when I was channeling is the Four of Pentacles. I felt like you were really kind of maybe in this era where you were repressed or not speaking your truth or holding on to things in such a way that nobody really is able to get close to you or know you, right? The Four of Pentacles is like, I'm going to grasp onto everything in the 3D world and not tell a damn living soul about it, that kind of a thing. But I feel like that is being loosened up. I felt like it was reversed, where you are being a lot more transparent. You're speaking about your needs. You are definitely, investing in things that invest in you as well, that sort of thing. So you're not kind of shielding things as much as you were before, and there's going to be more of that. You're going to be kind of releasing those pentacles and allowing people to see, hey, this is really what I want, or this is what I do, or that sort of thing. So maybe you're like hyper private like I am. That could be a thing as well. I don't even know if that's a real term, but we just made it up. So yeah, you're not withholding anything on how you move. And I don't mean like, tipping your hand and saying, oh, this is what I'm doing necessarily, like every moment of the day. But I feel like there's an era of transparency about you. So anyways, if this sounds like you, or if this sounds intriguing, then go ahead and join me for the shuffle and your subsequent reading in 3, 2, 1. Welcome, welcome. Pile number 2. If you are new here, so excited to have you here. I hope that you find something that is helpful or hopeful. And if you're indeed a repeat offender, thank you guys so very much for sticking with me. I really do appreciate it. I read all of your comments, and I feel like I've had some comments slip through and I haven't been able to address it. So I'm going to see if I can hunt those down later and address them. But I like to reply to everybody because I feel like your time is valuable, as is mine. And I just want to honor you as well for even being here. So pile number 2, what good news is coming your way? You have the 3 of Swords, and I was just going to do a trigger warning. I'm like, it's not all sunshine and rainbows, but we have to like get out of the mire together sometimes. Le Magician. So pile number 2, check this out. I feel like nobody wants to talk about heartache and heartbreak, and we're going to briefly address it without being really specific, right? But I feel like you could have undergone a time or coming out of a time where things have been really tough, really like maybe your spirit can be downtrodden, it could be sad. You could be really doing some reflecting on things that have hurt you, right? And all of us, you know, life is full of ups and downs. So my point here is to try to really elevate you or help you look at the bright side and be able to get out of things maybe a little bit faster. So that's why I'm here, by the way. I feel like you could be drinking a lot of water, and for some reason his knee looked like a lemon or an orange. So maybe you're flavoring your water to really hydrate, keep that hydration. Maybe you're doing some hot yoga and things like that in order to really, what is that called? Somatic healing, where you do that rocking and things like that. Remember, because your body does keep score, and I got tingles all over it. That's like spirit saying, hey, you're onto something. So I'm going to say that if this is you, continue doing that. If you have not done that, take a look at doing that, because I feel like you're going to experience some releases. Now, releases can look like a lot of things, and sharing from my personal experience, because you asked, of course you did not, but here we are. You know, releases can look like anything. For example, yesterday I found myself driving an hour away into this place, and frankly, the minute I got in the car and I pulled out of town, I just started crying and crying. And I call it face leaking. I'm not a crier, definitely not a crybaby, but I'm very sensitive. Don't kid yourself. And you know, this was a release. So I thought, Gracelle, don't. What I like to do is cram my emotions into a little tiny corner and never address them again. That's my style, but that's not healthy, we all know. So I allowed for that release, and I'm like, you know what? If you're crying, you're crying. And I thought that the waterworks would have been done, you know, by the time I got to my appointment, but that was not so. So I cleaned myself up, and I was like, you know, that kind of a thing. And I'm like, girl, get it together. My makeup was everywhere. It was a hot mess, but I'm like, here I go to my appointment, because I made the appointment and we're doing. But I feel like the number 303 right now on camera, by the way, and choosing 3. So this could be about 3 experiences that really hurt you deeply. And I feel like they have a common chord. So if you're still kind of evaluating, looking, and trying to get out of that, you might want to look for like a common, I don't know, something that ties them together, like ignoring red flags, or something that, you know, people got through and it could have been prevented or whatever. You could look for patterns, I guess is my point. And also part of the release is I got back in my car after the appointment, and all the way home, same thing, waterworks all the way up. And so I just thought that's 2 hours of nonstop crying and driving. Don't recommend it, but here we go. So it could look like that. Allow your body to experience whatever, because honestly, we need that. We need those releases to get rid of the energy and to move forward. And I'm being shown with the Magician right here that you are an incredible creator. I feel like even those tears, you can take them and petition to source to help you to find the light, to find the optimistic side of life, right? But the good news is that I feel like you yourself are taking notes. You are really examining things with a fine-tooth comb. I feel like you're looking at all the elements, you know, what's been around me, what have I allowed within me, what does my personal space look like? Maybe you're into feng shui and things like that. What about my diet? Does that play a role in it? What about, you know, am I going to bed on time? Is my sleep hygiene really being taken care of and things like that? Am I energetically cleansing if I work with a lot of people? So I feel like that and more you could be really manifesting with and looking to make some really big changes. I feel like more routine than anything. Okay, so let's see what else is going on here, because this actually jumped out with that one card, so I feel like they go together. That's why I did the spread differently. Eight of Pentacles, yeah. So this could have to do with your work, a labor of love, the way that you do things. Look at little Nana, she's over here smiling and she's excited because she gets to, you know, work and do whatever it is. I thought she was cooking, but maybe not. I don't know maybe she's making candy or who knows, but whatever it is, she's doing it with her whole heart and she is happy about it. Like she rolled up her sleeve. There is no shame in her game and she is very experienced. So whatever it is that you are currently doing or thinking about doing or in the middle of doing, I feel like you're highly skilled and you're manifesting at a faster rate than maybe you give yourself credit for. So it's gonna be very important that when, you know, maybe make a list of things of what you've manifested that has really turned out right for you to really push you through the little bit of, you know, the hard times or the bumps that we go through in life. I've done that before and it really does help actually. You could be a smoke reader or you could read fire or read bodies of water. I read both. I think it's really fun, but whatever it is, I feel like you're fine tuning and honing this skill. Now I do want to look at this card right here. Yeah, so something has ended for a very small amount of you. I'm going to say that maybe you did have a loved one pass away, and that is obviously not good news. And so if this happened to you, then my heart goes out to you. I feel like that could be, you know, obviously the source of pain right here. For the majority of you, though, this death card simply means that there have been things transforming. And again, I get like three because there are like three major butterflies right here. And, you know, and it could be body, mind, spirit, I don't know, but it could be your job. It could be the way you do things. It could be the people you collaborate with. With her, I get like influencer. I get with, I get the energy of maybe like rubbing elbows with, you know, people that maybe you collaborate with or have collaborated with in the past professionally that really didn't serve you or didn't work out. But I feel like this is energy that's being transmuted and, you know, what's done is done. And no use crying over spilt milk, but I feel like you have this incredible ability to take positive things out of any horrible things in such a way that it really impacts people around you. And I feel like this is the reason why you're able to really transmute that energy to be the wonderful magician that you are. Okay, so we're going to get a little bit more about that card, but this card is indeed the shadow. What is that? Shadow work. Okay, so don't be scared. Hang in there. Okay, escapist. You seek distraction and relief from unpleasant realities, especially in the form of entertainment and fantasy. Well, if I just did not get called out, but yeah, I'm just going to say that I feel like you're going to be working a little bit on your escapism. Maybe you're somebody who I like to scroll. Like I scroll a lot on TikTok and that's my form of like decompressing. And depending on the genre, you know, it can get me in a funk or it can get me pulled into more positive energy, but everything in moderation. So I definitely feel like you're going to be keeping an eye on this and you're starting to look at things and saying, you know, maybe going to see a movie or watching movies or Netflix and chill is not the best for me, or whatever it is that your escapist form is. And I feel like you're going to see, like, you know, if this is resonating with you, you're going to see that maybe perhaps, you know, working at things in a different manner and saying, okay, allow myself 1 hour to do this thing. And then I'm going to curb it back because I really have things to manifest. Some of you guys are working on manifestation, the 369 method. Some of you guys are really working with numbers. Is it the number? I think it's called. Grabovoi codes and things like that. But you could be really working with sacred geometry and things like that in order to really manifest what it is that you want. Okay. Some of you guys are actually working with metals and, you know, whatever it is that you're drawn to. I'm being drawn more to copper lately. I've been a silver girly for forever, but I feel like copper is more calling my name. Look up the benefits of drinking out of copper vessels or utilizing copper material or whatever it is that you are being drawn to. I feel like you realize that there's a lot of alchemy that you can help along by utilizing crystals and intention and, you know, and kind of planning a good trajectory and allowing space for better things to come in for you. So you're going to stop doing a lot of things that just are not beneficial and allowing room for better things to come your way. Now, pile number 2, if this is resonating with you, if this scared the tar out of you, I'm just kidding. Please do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. I promise I'm going to bring it right around because all of us go through hard times. That's why my readings are never going to be like, oh, let's gloss over over what's really going on, because we can't gloss over life, but we could definitely take measures to really improve and get out of, you know, whatever life situation that we don't really want to be in. So that's my idea anyways. But yeah, do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. Also, if you want to, don't forget to click that little notification bell. That will alert you to when I drop further readings. So pile number 2, you have the 2 of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like, yeah, you could be strength training. You could be going to the gym. You could be working on your flexibility. I feel like working on body definition. So not necessarily bulking up for most of you guys, but defining your muscles, getting rid of the bat wings and things like that, or that little midsection tire, the lonjas that we have, right? That could be for somebody, but definitely gym. Going to the gym. Maybe your name is Jim. Somebody's name is Jim. I don't know. Interesting. Yeah, I feel like you could be focusing more on arm day. Interesting. So what else do we have? 7 of Wands. Okay. Now with this manifestation, I definitely feel like you guard it fiercely. And it's interesting because we did open up with you being a little bit more in a conservative energy, and you are now like opening up. You're not being as quiet about things or whatever, however that looks like to you. Like, for example, I was talking to some friends yesterday, and I said, well, I've been the most social, the most verbose now than I ever have been in my life. And it's the look I got was so hilarious. Like, she looked at me like I was just crazy. And her husband's like, oh, okay, well, I guess, you know, introvert to introvert, he can relate. But I feel like I have been the most verbose. And so I feel like in the same way, you could be, you could be overcoming other people's illusions, but you're standing on high ground. You're like, you know what? I give what I want to give. I can change on a dime. It is my life. So don't pack me into a little tiny cube so that you can just say, oh, pile number 2 is this, when you are multifaceted and multidimensional. I also feel pile number 2 that with all of these wands, your behavior, in other words, like keeping things really close to your chest and stuff, I do feel like it's good if you're manifesting, by the way. So don't be tipping your hand if you're trying to manifest something good into your life. Don't be sharing that stuff. I feel like keep that close to your chest for sure. But just like general things like likes and dislikes, or just being open about whom you are and things like that, I feel like you are opening up a lot more to people around you, and you're learning how to share that. Now, for a select few of you, I feel like the reason why this is important is simply because you were not allowed, or maybe you're not in an environment where you could be open and vulnerable about self, right? About what you wanted in life, maybe perhaps, or where you were headed, or what you were doing, or how you really felt about things. Now, I don't want to get into like the darker things. Obviously, this is like what good news is coming your way. The good news is that you're starting to realize, not only realize, but act like you are safer, because you are in a safer place. You are in a place where things were not the way they were when they were way back when. And so you're able to really share more of yourself and be more open and say, yeah, I really, you know, enjoy that, or these are my thoughts about things. And there won't be the type of repercussions that kept you in a little tiny box once upon a time. That's going to resonate with somebody. So pile number 2, what good news is coming your way? Yeah, you're going to have a lot of confidence that you can defend yourself. I feel like old demons, old monsters, old things that used to really curtail your behavior or even your speech are going to be put to rest, because it's almost like looking at the monster that you feared when you were a child or way back when. All of a sudden, as an adult, you look at it and go, that is not even a monster. What are we talking about here? And you're going to see things with new eyes and new clarity. And you're going to see things with the confidence that you have that power to veto or to block whatever you don't want, or to dissuade people, or to really shut it down, whatever it is that you felt a lack of power. I feel like you are calling back that power. Some of you guys are actually doing cord cuttings. You're calling back your power, you know, audibly like that. Like I cut all cords and energy sources that are trying to plug into me, and I block those, never to be seen again, whatever it is that you're doing. Okay. What? the Knight of Cups. So maybe you guys have been a little bit shut down when it comes to love, because Three of Swords is like about the heart, right? Feeling broken heart and things like that. So maybe this is talking about opening up your heart once again. And I'm looking at all these people back here. And I think it's supposed to be like a cafe or something, but it really feels almost like prison bars. So maybe perhaps you put yourself in a hostage situation emotionally to where you would not open up and give your heart away and things like that. I definitely feel like that is changing. You could have somebody online like loving your stuff or sending you hearts, whatever that means to you. The number 1505. So a lot of changes in your love life, the way that you reciprocate that energy, the way that you put that energy out is really going to be changing. If you do not have a love life right now and don't want one, that is totally on you. This could just be stating that you'll have people interested. Doesn't mean you have to pick that up, right? But your vibration is changing. They say that authenticity is the highest form, the highest vibration of all, even above love. But I feel like whatever, authenticity and love kind of go hand in hand. I feel like you're being more open to it and you're attracting energetically more love. So it doesn't have to be romantic. It could be like platonic and people want to be around you and people have a feeling about you. A lot of it is love, I'm just going to say, for those of you guys that are, poo-pooing it. But anyways, yeah, good news coming your way. It could be love for those that are really wanting that. Otherwise, it could be a shift in energy that is bringing different people and different behavior into your realm to where it's a lot easier to be open. It's reciprocal. It's easy. It could be fun and exciting. It could be whatever you choose. Again, you can shut it down if you will, but that's going to be your choice and you're ultimately going to be empowered. I feel like this is an empowering reading. So that's what I have for you. Much love to you. Until next time, namaste. Hi friends, my name is Griselle with Tough Doll Tarot, and I'm here to do your reading. Pile number 3, you chose this image on the right hand side of the screen, and your downloads go as follows. What good news is coming your way? So far, these readings have been really deep, maybe a little bit triggering, but I feel like they are addressing massive issues in people's lives. And we're getting some really good information for you. Pile number 3, you're experiencing a glow up. You're being proven right after all of your assessments are on the money. And now other people are starting to realize it. But you know what? Pile number 3, you moved on. People doubting you and all of a sudden flipping on you have no effect whatsoever. You're done trying to convince people in spite of themselves. Your energy and efforts will not grow in a garden that's not fertile. It's experiencing a lack mentality or skepticism. Yeah. So if that is going on within this garden, you know it's not going to flourish and you're not going to dump any more time and energy into it. You're allowing people to be whatever it is that they choose to be and allowing them to see you however they see you, because you've decided that that is none of your business, right? So what they choose to see, while you yourself allow the light within to shine and attract similar and like-minded people, that's going to be on you. I definitely feel like there is going to be a switch, a change, and your vibration is elevating, which actually did feel this for all 3 piles. So pile number 3, if this is you or if this sounds like you, stay tuned for the shuffle and your subsequent reading in 3, 2, 1. Welcome, welcome. Pile number 3, if you are new to my channel, then a very warm welcome to you. I hope you find something that is helpful here. And for those of you guys that are indeed my repeat offenders, I am so grateful to have you. Thank you guys so much for being patient with me. Thank you for being here. And all of you guys, thank you guys for your comments as well. What good news is coming your way? Now, pile number 3, I kept noticing this in the other readings, but when I tuned into your energy, I kept hearing that viral thing on TikTok. It's a It's a sound, it's a song. It's like looking at the flowers, da, 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 da. I don't even know what that song is about, but it kept playing in my head. So if you know, you know. So that would be additional confirmation for you. What good news is coming your way? Pile number 3. You have the Queen of Pentacles. Uh-oh, here we go. And you have the Wheel of Fortune. What? Yeah. So I definitely feel like pile number 3, you could be having some travel come into you. I feel like wealth, abundance, you could be more established than you ever perhaps have been. I also feel like this person is looking towards the left. For me, that is always the past. So you could be going into maybe somewhere that you were raised or somewhere that you've been before, or somehow somewhere you're revisiting the past. Now, this doesn't have to mean revisiting your past or visiting like family, friends, whatever, that or anywhere that you used to be. This could even be going to like the Smithsonian, right? Where you get to see all the things that have been historically documented. Oh, Griselle, stop. I'm starting to laugh now because I'm like, a lot of things have been curated, and I don't mean in the preserving way. I mean altered. Well, anyways, if you know, you know. Yeah, moving on. But with the Queen of Pentacles, I definitely feel like you're going to feel a lot more in charge of your life, a lot more self-contained, a lot more, I don't know. I feel like you're going to allow yourself a lot more time to play. So if you've been really, I heard busting your booty, working hard and things like that, I feel like you're signing up to do something really fun. Now, my idea of fun would not be a roller coaster, but I'm looking at the pure joy in her face. And I'm going to say with the Wheel of Fortune, things are looking up. Again, your money could be looking up. I feel like you're going to be able to have a vacation or be gifted a vacation or win a vacation, whatever it is. I feel like you're going to tune into a vein, a timeline, or a version of you, like a 2.0, pile number 3, where things are just really quote, fortunate, quote, lucky around you. And I mean that in air quotes, simply because your vibration is changing and you are magnetizing this thing to yourself. I don't feel like it's pure dumb luck, as other people think. I definitely feel like it is, you know, designed by spirit. And whatever it is, I feel like it's going to help you to kind of drop that sense of, oh my gosh, I'm responsible for everything. I have to work really hard for it. I feel like things are going to come more naturally to you vibrationally. Those of you guys, by the way, pile number 3, if you're content creators and whatnot, you're going to not feel like you have to post every single day. You're going to be like, you know what? I need time for me, my mental health. I have other things in my life as well. And when we experience life, we can come back and share it with the rest of y'all. So I feel like you're going to not be slacking off, but allowing quality versus quantity to really be the main source right here in focus. Also, I feel like what you have to bring to the table after sharing, after having a period of decompression or other adventures that don't involve your work directly or your toiling, because I feel like the Queen of Pentacles is somebody who makes her money work for herself and things like that. I feel like those things are going to be more enriching and more relatable to your audience. So that's for someone out there. Now, the Wheel of Fortune. This one did come out with an extra card, so I did it similar to pile number 2. What? The Dreamer. Yes. I feel like maybe you could be having a dream fulfillment, and this could be, maybe you're wanting to learn how to be a pilot, take courses, take classes, whatever this is. Maybe you want to go up, you go to an air show, and you want to go up on one of the small, you know, aircrafts to do tricks and things like that. That could be a thing. Or maybe somebody just got their commercial license to fly, you know, commercial jets or whatever. I don't know your life, even helicopters, but some, or even parasailing, paragliding, parachuting. So it could be something that takes you maybe to the skies, because I'm seeing a lot of sky right here. But for the rest of us, they look like our feet on the ground, you know, that kind of a thing. I feel like whatever it is that you are dreaming and taking a chance on, you are doing it safely, but knowing that unless you don't gamble on yourself every once in a while and you do it moderately and wisely and with what you feel like you can gamble with, right? You do it responsibly. You're never going to know if there's something better for you out there, or if you can hit a winning streak or whatever. Some of you guys are legit like going into casino winning something. Now, I don't know. gamble responsibly and at your own risk, right? I'm not even going to talk about that because I'm not about that life. But I definitely feel like there's going to be a lot more joy, a lot more playtime, a lot more fun. And you're not going to be so focused on like the money. I'm here, must be the money. So you guys listen to a lot of music. I don't know, because I'm not necessarily somebody who listens to music anymore. My brain is always on 10. And yeah, but anyways, so pile number 3. Wow. Yeah, you have the Empress. So right here, this can indicate maybe that you're going to go visit your mom, or that you are becoming a mom, or that you have given birth, or even the Empress really talks about like she has been all of the queens. And so with the Empress, this is a very powerful card of like whatever it is that you have been doing or toiling and doing, usually in secret or like low key, not a lot of spotlight on it or whatever. I feel like that has turned into abundance, or is turning into abundance. Again, if you're a content creator, if you own your own business, if you have made investments, if you own land, if you, whatever, if you invested, you know, in the stock market, if you bought Bitcoin, I don't even know if that's a thing, but all of that is going to be showing itself to be abundant and really wise. You are also tuned into, like, I feel I want to call the moon here, like the mother energy. So very nurturing. Whatever it is that you've been nurturing is about to give you a great deal of abundance, personal satisfaction. It's going to allow you to almost come full circle into this childlike quality of, wow, I can have fun, I can enjoy myself. And perhaps you're even visiting places that you have never been before. And that's part of like a visit to the past, right? Quote unquote, something that you've always wanted to do. I have another girlfriend that's going to Paris. And so whatever it is that maybe you have a mindset to do once upon a time, maybe those ideas are coming full circle to revisit because you have the means, you have the source. Some of you guys, not many, 1 or 2 here are like personal companions or nannies or whatever, and you're going to go on vacation with your employer. And some of you guys, yet some others of you, your employer are going to take you somewhere, and that is going to let you let your hair down. But for most of you, you're tuning in, you're on fire, and whatever it is that you're doing with your hands is going to produce, and it's going to really reinforce, like, this is why I did it the whole time. Not necessarily we're looking for like a monetary outcome on things that we do. Things don't always have to be monetized, or don't have to be about, you know, making that bag, grabbing that bag, or what is that, like hustle culture. It doesn't have to be, you know, through blood, sweat, and tears. You're allowing things to come freely to you. You're saying yes more. Energetically, that really softens your vibration so that you magnify and magnetically draw things to you even more. This could be offers, people bringing you fruit. I mean, it doesn't have to be anything necessarily big, but it allows for the big things to come in as well. Excuse me. Also, my throat chakra is working overtime right here. So I feel like a lot of things maybe you are starting to speak up about, and it could be affecting your throat chakra, like you're not used to talking. Maybe you're coming, excuse me, from pile number 2. That would make sense to me, but only if you feel drawn. So I feel like this is coming more to the forefront, and the more that you speak on things, the more freedom that you feel. The more freedom you feel, the happier you are. And so that is for somebody working on their throat chakra. You could be wearing the color blue to really facilitate an ease of speech, opening up, and things like that. Don't forget to really wear colors that warm up your heart chakra, like the pinks and the greens that are going to really help you with that. Some of you guys are actually wearing, I bought these like glasses. They were literally orange tinted glasses to really help. And so maybe you're doing like color therapy or EMDR or sound therapy, whatever it is. I feel like it is really helping you to tap back into that joy. And it's a joy of like an innocence and a youthfulness, and a joy of, I don't feel weighed down by the world. I can see the highs once again after experiencing horrible lows. So pile number 3, oh my gosh, round of applause for you guys, because that's amazing. The other 2 readings were a little bit rougher. And so I feel like if you sat here for all 3, thank you so much, by the way. But this is your cue. You're starting to see the blue skies and clarity for what it really is. Pile number 3, if you're liking this kind of reading, please do like, share, comment, subscribe. I was going to say something snarky like, well, or if this scares the pants off of you. I'm just kidding. But, you know, sometimes we have to hear the rough stuff and not all the floofy stuff in order to get us to make progress in our lives. That's my idea. Also, if you could please click that little notification bell where you will get notified when I drop further readings. Pile number 3, what good is coming your way? What? The Wheel of Fortune, of course it is. The 10, clarifying the Wheel of Fortune right here. It's like everything I touch turns to gold, that kind of a thing. I've got the Midas touch. And everything is like, you know, what goes up must come down, and vice versa. Really understanding that if you focus on the center of the wheel, not on the little things that are happening on the day-to-day, it's like, oh, I had a bad day and this and that, and you're really focused on being centered. And maybe you're focusing on your balance. You could be actually going to the gym and focusing on, you know, like standing on balance balls or whatever, how those things, you know what I'm talking about, you know, working on your physical balance. But that is almost like a metaphor for what you're doing mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. So I love this for you. Also, I feel like you are recognizing that while all the good things are coming to you, you're very centered. You're not like so elated that you forget that, oh, wow, I need to be able, you know, have some on reserve and make sure I'm saving and make sure, you know, so whatever this is, and some of you are actually getting a windfall right here. It could be an inheritance, could be a sudden, you know, you want to scratch her and you came into some money, whatever. The Wheel of Fortune just tells me that you are being centered, and for some reason this is really helping me to focus and it's helping me to stabilize. So you're realizing that in spite of things around us, it's great to get windfalls, it's great to win, it's great to, but also we need to stay focused, because life is not all about winning. It's definitely not all about losing either, but it's about staying focused during the ebbs and the flows, the ups and the downs, and knowing that after the 10 comes the 1. It reduces to 1, right? Numerologically, oh my gosh, numerologically, I can't even say that word right now. I usually can say it, but I'm just going to say that I feel like a lot of you guys are starting to feel like you really are the captain of your own ship. And this is really exciting because, I don't know, for me, I just kind of feel like I'm trying, but you know, I still got to do my 9 to 5 and it is what it is. And so, but I'm trying to be a captain of my own ship. So maybe you're going to achieve this level of, oh my gosh, this is working. And the fuel is fueling that train and it's going places. And so are you, and you're starting to see the rewards for that. It's super exciting. Yeah. Anyways, I love this for you. 10 of Swords. Well, that is a shocker. I definitely feel like you've come out of this period of, like I said, I feel like most of you guys watch all 3 piles. But with the 10 of Swords, I feel like you have really made a sober assessment of everything that has really transpired in your life. And I feel like it's like you've flipped the narrative. You've seen that every ending has really produced something that was a new beginning for you, right? The 10, like we said before, is clarifying the 10, the Wheel of Fortune. And this is simply that you have been able to take all of those things that were painful, that kept you up in your head, that really were endings that you didn't really know or understand, or you had to make your own endings and it was still very painful. And to where you felt rendered. Sometimes it's like you can't even move. You feel so like, I'm hearing downtrodden or beaten down by life or whatever. And I'm right now in the forest seeing an eyeball. So yeah, some of you guys could even see that people didn't want the best for you. But you have managed to balance this out because you realize that now you've been able to alchemize this and realize that it's not even personal. Sometimes, you know, if it's through family members or frenemies or whatever, people didn't want the best for you. And I feel like you've been able to kind of desensitize or zoom out or take a higher perspective. That's exactly what this is, to the point where you realize it's not even personal. It's like people feel like they want to compete where they don't compare, where, you know, it's like there's no way that you can compare your life to other people. And I feel like you really realize that. And you've been able to maintain your emotional equanimity and equilibrium. The 2 E words, I've never used this in one sentence before, but here we are. I feel like has really helped you to receive that glow up, to allow things to really come to an end in a manner that really helped you to elevate, that really helped you look at things from a different perspective. And I feel like you have a lot of compassion by even people that really wanted to do you dirty, let's put it like that. I'm going to say that you're realizing, because you're a lot more spiritual than you were when you were in the moment, right? That you're looking at a higher perspective, that this has served to really spike you into a higher trajectory, that it has served to really help you to focus on your glow up. You have found your strengths. You have found what makes you centered, because if you relied upon the people around you to give you that positive feedback, to give you the warm fuzzies, to give you the monies, to give you whatever, you would never have seen what exactly you're capable of all by yourself, and by your willpower, your determination, your hard work, and your steadfastness. So I feel like you've learned so many lessons that you're able to really, I don't know, you feel very peaceful to me. You have a vibration of peace. There's no other way I can think of it. And all of the rough things in life and the dark patches, and again, the endings, I feel like you're seeing it in a higher perspective, and you can see where people were coming from. They were coming from like a wounded place where, you know, it's like crabs in a bucket. It's like they all want to bring each other down, and then the crabs climb on top of each other, almost get out, and then they get pulled back down. It's like, no, I don't want to see them win. You could have been around people with this energy a lot who want to get close to you, to want to like destiny swap, to wanted to steal what you had or whatever. But instead, I feel like you're looking at this as like, wow, I really was able to recognize patterns, and now I have the higher perspective to not allow those things close to me, or I can shield whatever it is that I'm creating. I can shield myself. I'm fully empowered. I don't have to allow energies that don't behoove me. If I get, you know, if I catch sight of it. Also, a lot of you guys are seeing, again, sacred geometry or like vibration. You could see when people walk in with a vibration like this, which really allows you to kind of veer off. You could swerve, skirt, whatever, right? And go into a better place so that you're not affected by things like this any longer. So I feel like you've undergone a lot in your life in the past, but those things have really served to really elevate and have you tap in. You've learned a lot of lessons on like, gosh, I really knew that in my spirit, and my gut told me, and I didn't listen, and this is what happened. And so all of those lessons, it's served to really help you to elevate, to glow up, to grow up, to really trust self before you trust words coming out of people's mouths, and so on and so forth. And I think it's incredibly beautiful. And also the fact that you can actually, I'm seeing those like live, laugh, and love again. So maybe you guys are like reinventing yourself. You are experiencing a rebirth. So I hope that that made sense. I really love this for you. I feel like you are definitely the captain of your own destiny. And with that encouragement, I see you continually elevating. I just see a beautiful butterfly playing in the trees right now. And I think that, I don't know, you'll have more time for play. That's the vibe that I'm getting. And with that, much, much love to you. Until next time, namaste.